everything and to vote. You know, that whole vote thing.
Jill, everyone, and I'm going to play the juggling between in the room and on the Zoom. So I think, yeah, my camera's there, so it should be pretty easy for me and the presenters tonight. I'm Catriona, and welcome to the first quarter meeting of 2024. We're meeting within the sovereign tribal boundaries of the Nilchik Village Tribe, land that is and has been stewarded by the indigenous people of this region, Dena'ina, Sukya, Yupik, and Kachmak peoples. Thank you to Cheyenne Lambert and the Kachmak Bay campus for providing the space and the technology so we can enjoy hybrid meetings in a consistent location. Thank you, Kyra, for coordinating the technology support this evening. And Beth, Carol, and Kyra for being prepared to be presentation mentors. No one needed it this month, though, this quarter. The steering committee for sharing responsibility with me, Patrice, Kathy, Carol, and Kyra. So these meetings with being hybrid take some mindfulness from both the in-person and remote participants. There is someone remote who has a mic on or had it on recently. We could hear a lot of conversation with a spouse in the background. So just make sure you've got it on mute, please, until the Q&A. And then if you're in the room, we're going to be jumping on the Zoom later, and you need to make sure your volume's all the way off before you jump on the Zoom, or else we get horrible feedback. I'm going to take a couple of minutes to explain how the process works for new members and visitors. I know there's at least one new member in the room tonight. Welcome, Holly. There might be others on the Zoom. So we meet for 1 hour, 4 times a year. And our next meeting is Thursday, June 6th at 6 o'clock in the evening, and probably in this room. And the hour goes like this: a little welcome. The person from the last quarter, that recipient, gives us an update. Then we have member presentations from 3 people. Q&A, we vote, we announce the recipient. If you're here in the room, you write your checks, and then you go home. And as we usually wrap up by about 6:45. As pledged, every member writes a $100 check to the organization with the most votes, whether you vote for that organization or not. You make a check for at least $100 to that organization. And then if you like, you can write additional checks to the other organizations if they speak to your heart and your bank account. Do not send your check directly to the organization. We need to tally it, make sure that we're keeping our records so we know how much we've contributed overall to the community, but also so we know who's eligible to present at future meetings. And then if you're not able to make the payment in person tonight, you can always drop your check or your payment at the Art Shop Gallery or mail it to the Art Shop Gallery. They are our clearinghouse for mail. Welcome to the first meeting of 2024. And first, thank you for all the wonderful checks and the generosity. We got a little over $11,000 so far for the 4th quarter recipient, which is Homa Hockey Association's Keep It Cool campaign, which was unfortunately a significantly lower participation rate than previous quarters. And I'm wondering if it was the holidays and busyness and that kind of thing. It's easy to slip. I definitely spoke to a few people who had just not realized they didn't write a check last quarter. So if you would like to check that, you can just email me at 100womenhomer@gmail, and I can look at the records and let you know how your account is. In addition to that 11,000 raised for Homa Hockey, we donated 575 to Hospice of Homer, 850 to Kachmak Nordic Ski Club, and we got caught up for the 3rd quarter with an additional $100 to Kachmak Bay Family Planning Clinic. And so now Brandy, who presented so well last quarter, is going to give us the update for Keeping It Cool.
I apologize. I am traveling tomorrow morning, so I'm going to jet out right after this. I have dahlias to plant and other things to do before I leave town. But I just really appreciated being part of this organization so much. This community is so near and dear to my heart. I grew up here, And to be able to contribute $100 a quarter and make such a meaningful contribution to a wonderful nonprofit in our area 4 times a year has been a wonderful honor. So thank you all for being part of 100 Women Who Care. The 100 Women Who Care donations for the Keep It Cool campaign created positive movement in our fundraising effort. You guys have all been part of saving the rink in Homer, and it's been amazing to be a little piece of that, but you all have been a piece of that too. The Keep It Cool campaign has been awarded the Community Impact Grant of $25,000 from the Homer Foundation. And so far, they've received $34,600 in corporate and individual donations. And that piece of the budget was $45,000, so they're just about 10,000 shy of that. And they're about at 70%. And I did the math this morning, and it was very close to that. And the next few months, they're kicking into gear the public campaign of fundraising, and that is how they planned the budget to go. They were gonna do a public, like, get it moving for the last $10,000 from our community, but the project is right on board. Thank you, Catriona, for reaching out to the IBW grant, and it's been amazing.
Did they come through? Did you get it?
I don't know about that one, so I think that's a pending mark, but everything is on track. Like, it's all achievable at this point. When we presented to you back in December, the gap was a much bigger number, and you guys definitely contributed. Closing that gap and making keeping the rink open next year an achievable goal means so much to so many members of our community. I'm certainly one of them. There are many other women and mothers that need a little minute on the ice with their girlfriends, and the rink does provide so much more than that. So we just thank you so much for we're going to wrap up the public part of the campaign in early April, and we look forward to the timely completion of the project. And it will help us celebrate 20 years of offering on ice recreation for our community. So thank you all from the bottom of all of HHA's heart for keeping the rink open. Thank you all so much, and thank you for all your contributions.
Brandy.
Thanks, Brandy. And if you don't have your payments in yet to Homer Hockey Association, you can just include it with this quarter's funds when you do it tonight, or when you drop it off at the art shop gallery. And before we enjoy this evening's presentations, I just wanted to reach out about the sustainability of 100 Women Who Care. Obviously, we've got lots of momentum. There's lots of people participating every quarter and writing checks. But at the moment, Kyra and I are the only ones who are really up to speed with the inner workings. Ideally, each of us would have at least one deputy for both planned and unforeseen absences. The IT role is literally just the setup and for the duration of the meeting, so 90 minutes, right? I mean, Kyra's a whiz.
I just show up, no commitment.
It's 90 minutes once a quarter. You get to participate in the meeting with a little bit of extra energy.
There are some other details, but they're minor. Minor details.
Yeah, I would write it down.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then what I do could definitely be parceled into multiple smaller bites, which I'm very open to doing that too. But I spend about 10 to 20 hours a month, which, you know, that's not too bad really, for like all this involved and the amount of money we raise. But if I can't be here, if I can't collect the checks for some reason, I don't want everything to come to a crashing halt. So I would rather do it just In case, what is it?
Preempt.
Uh,
In case you get hit by a moose tomorrow?
In case I get hit by it. So anyway, you can reach out to me or to Kyra directly, or you can reach out to the 100 Women email. If you're interested in finding out more, we can have a coffee and talk about what all is involved. And then I already made a spreadsheet with the tasks and kind of the time frame, but it would be easier to just like show someone else. Nothing's very complicated. Does seem like the members who are already participating by coming to the meetings on Zoom or here are more likely to be the group that would be able to step up into that role, because some people just like writing a check, just waiting that way. Sorry. No, that's just that. So yeah, that's what I have there, and then let's just go straight into the presentations for the evening. It was a bit of a roller coaster ride getting to presenters this time. In all, 10 people threw their names in the hat. Oh, yeah, it is. Of those, 9 were actually members, but 3 of them had not paid last quarter. The 6 eligible members organizations were vetted by the steering committee, namely Kathy, and then 3 presenters were chosen by lottery. Each presenter is going to get 5 minutes, we'll have to remember to time that, to tell us why we should vote for their cause. The first presenter, and I'll just run through it first and then invite you up. The first presenter is Kim Fine, who is presenting for Catchmack Nordic Ski Club. And then Emily Otis, Healthcare Providers Scholarship Fund, and then Karen Berger with Homer Animal Friends. And so we'll have 5 minutes after they have presented for questions and answers. So if you have questions, keep them in mind. We'll have a group question and answer at the end. And Kim, you're first up.
Alrighty, thank you.
And then presenters, what I'm going to do is that you'll hear a little bell after 5 minutes. That'll add 1 extra minute in, but ideally you've got the 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Great.
Do I get that little mouse?
You sure do. Let me get it going.
Thank you, dear. Okay, are we good? On the slideshow part? Last. There you go. All right, I think this, let me just see what yeah, okay. A full parking lot at DOT on a Saturday. A New Year's bonfire on the trails at McNeil, wool sweaters and wooden skis at the Wine and Cheese on Eveline. A 17-woman dog sled team for the Ski for Women at Lookout, and more events to come. Skiers of all ages, all sizes, all outside enjoying winter in Homer together. Whoa.
What happened?
No, we're good. That was me. Oh. So, hi, my name is Kim Fine, and once again, I'm inspired to pitch for the Catchmack Nordic Ski Club, which has happily been serving the extended Homer community by providing groomed trails, programs, events, and access to this beautiful place we call home. So let's take a look at some of their programs. Of course, Junior Nordic, 175 kids on site this year doing Junior Nordic, one of their trademark events, getting young people involved in a healthy lifestyle. 332 kids and young adults outfitted in skis this year. $25 per season cost to the family. Originally I was going to pitch for this, but they got it. They did it. They're on. And so they have 332 kids and young adults they will eventually need to replace, but they do skate skis, classic skis and boots. So beautiful thing. Of course, there are other programs, biathlon, they have camps, who knew? Homer Nordic, Weekend Warriors, community clinics, tons of folks involved in those things as well. So let's take a quick look at the events. Perhaps you've been to many of these. There's Ski for Women, Besh Cup, Wine and Cheese, all of those you can read, take a look. But every single one of these builds really joyful community. And they do this through these special events. And what I love most about this is the cross-generational relationship building that happens between young and old skiers. And it's just a really miraculous thing that they're doing. Whoa, gosh, I'm not very good at this. Okay, I just put this on. It's a really busy slide. Don't get freaked out, but it's the Nordic Ski Club by the numbers. Over 1,300 members, 40 volunteer groomers, 332 kids on the Ski for Equipment program. You can just scan down with your eyes, 160 folks at the Wine and Cheese this year. Hundreds and hundreds of Besh Cup, which alternates between Homer and I believe, Soldotna, Anchorage, not sure. Still to come, the Marathon Ski Trail and Sea to Ski for this year. It's just, I just feel like, they are offering incredible things here for us, our community. So, and then there's the real heroes of the stories and the story of the groomers. There's 40 volunteer groomers that make the magic happen out there. I got to experience it today on the bumpy trail, came around the corner, and all of a sudden it was gin suit, and there we are, happy as can be. I still included this slide because I just can't stand it. I like it so much. Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night sways these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds. We are so grateful to them. So here we get to the ask. The priority need and ask for Nordic Ski Club right now is this groomer's shed. With funds from 100 Women Who Care, Hatchneck Nordic Ski Club hopes to break ground this summer and build a modest shed for the Lower Bay ski trails. They have sheds around town, and these sheds protect the gear, the aging groomers. They tell me about it. They're really happy about this. So anyway, you know, they really just, it makes a really big difference on gear, equipment, and their bodies. And so they need a shed, and guess what? They have a plan. Whoop. So this plan, the shed is scheduled to be off of Rogers Loop. Have the handy dandy little map. The city of Homer is providing the land. They have a shed design. So they're already very mobile on this. Whoop, let's go the other way. I looked at some costs for the shed. So this document was provided by Jason Neely, who did all the work for it. The subtotal right now for the foundation itself and the flooring system is $15,800. So that's more than we are raising as a general group, but I looked at this sheet and said, hey, how about that? They're breaking ground this summer, and I'd love for us to be a part of their plan and feel like we can provide the start and the foundation for that to begin. I just want to make sure we include the why. I included this, the dimensions of wellness. You know that this, what a healthy lifestyle can do for a community. And we have a million organizations around town doing the very thing, providing joy, beauty, relationship, sense of belonging, healthy lifestyle, the ski equipment for kids, financial access to really expensive sport. So I'm gonna just Catchback Nordic Ski Club is a compelling and inspiring story. It's been that story for over 40 years. So I hope you are as inspired as I am. And I would like to make 100 Women Who Care part of this wonderful community story. So thanks for considering throwing your name into the ring for the Catchback Nordic Ski Club. They do a lot for us. There's a whole lot of healthy, happy people out there because of it. And thank you for your time. And thank you for the little mousy mouse.
All right, Emily.
You have Jenny Oliver is also on the committee here too, so answer questions. We do also have, I'll tell you a little bit more about the committee, but we also have 2 other committee members who have received the healthcare provider scholarship they're on our committee, and they were going to be here tonight, but they're actually working at the hospital tonight and can't be here with us. One is a doctor and one is a nurse in long-term care, taking care of our people, you know, starting out, getting their scholarship from this. It's a really great circle that happened, and I'm really excited for. So my name's Emily Otis. I've been on the Healthcare Provider Scholarship Fund since 2003. The fund was started in 1985 by community members who wanted to just support students going into healthcare fields. Now the fund is managed by the Homer Foundation. The fund is available, the scholarship is available for students who graduated from the Lower Kenai Peninsula and across the bay. if they graduated from here and they go into healthcare, rather if they're just a senior this year, or if they graduated from here and they go back later in life, they can still apply for the scholarship. So I would like to say, if you know anybody in those circumstances, the scholarship isn't due till March 24th. And you can apply through the Homer Foundation. So please let folks know about it, because I think the later in life people who might be going back don't know about it as much as somebody who's just graduating from high school. So our goal is to grow our fund to help give larger scholarships to more students. We need more people in healthcare. And so we're really trying to grow our corpus to be able to give larger scholarships, and I can explain a little bit more why. Oh wait, I have control. The scholarship has been given over to 65 students. Some of those students have returned here. Like I said, Dr. Martinez is working up as a hospitalist tonight. Annalie Metz is a long-term care nurse. We have occupational therapists working on the Kenai Peninsula. And then people are working, all those 65 people are working, and most of them are still working in healthcare fields. We've given out over $84,000 since the beginning. And most of our funds have been raised by local healthcare providers. That's where we've mainly gotten all the monies to give scholarships out. And we've just been finding that we need to kind of widen our donor base, because mainly because how expensive college is getting. College tuition has increased a lot. This slide here just shows how much it's gone up in the last 20 years for both in-state, out-of-state, and private schools. I have a senior right now, and I have a kid going to college, and the research and information is enlightening of how much it costs, and we would really like to be able to support them more in their effort to go to school. School is, I looked up some numbers last night. Medical school can be $250,000 to $350,000. Physical therapy, you're looking at least 200 grand in debt to come out of that. Nursing school, between, depending on what you go into, $40,000 to $100,000 that you're coming out in debt. And I think we really want to support more people going into healthcare. This is some information analysis put out by the Alaska Healthcare Workers Analysis in 2020. Alaska is looking at a 24% vacancy rate for nurses. And in 2030, we're looking at being the #1 in nursing shortage. And those are not great numbers. And this is pretty recent data. And it's taking like up to 161 days to fill an RN job. So we need more people, and this is just, you know, looking more at nurses. This is, but all these different fields of all these people we need to take care of. We would be really, really grateful if we could help grow our corpus to be able to give more money. We give out anywhere between $3,000 to $7,000 every year. We've been able to give out more to 1 to 3 students, depending on who the applicants are, where they are in their schooling and everything. We would like to be able to give a little bit more when they're looking at 200 grand in debt, that we could give them more than a $500 or $1,000, where it's just not seeming as much as it used to 20 years ago. So these are some of our members of our committee. We've had this year we had a new committee member join, who just thought there should be more healthcare people, and he just said, I want to make a big donation, I want to join the committee. And this really inspired us to think about, maybe we need to look outside just the healthcare providers who have been donating for almost 40 years to all these people who take care of us. Whether it's in Homer or the Kenai Peninsula or wherever they may end up. So we would really appreciate it if you would select us. And I love skiing just as much.
And we love healthcare, so you know, it's a win-win all the way around, my dear.
People will take all of us to get entered on the ski trip. But thank you very much for letting us present tonight. I think that's it.
Thank you. Next up is Karen.
My running gear doesn't work too well these days. I have to thank Dr. Martinez for being one of the first to diagnose the weird thing I have going on. Do you mind if I use the table?
Absolutely.
No, go ahead.
That's what it's-
I'm trying to get you, would you like a chair?
No, I'm fine. I'm just kind of late. I'm Karen Berger. I'm here to represent Homer Animal Friends. I actually have no fur in this game. I just have been out of the community. I've only been participating with 100 Women That Care for writing a check and moving on. I've been ill and we had a pandemic, and so I just got inspired last week and said, when Catriona sent out the message that there was room for another presenter, I thought, well, I'm just gonna do this. And my cat had just died, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna do this for Homer Animal Friends. It's spring. I called the veterinary clinic, found out it's like $600 to get your dog spayed. I was like, wow. And Homer Animal Friends, when I've had an animal, which I've always been a cat, I'm not a dog person, but they've always been there. They've just been a great organization. My sister in Waco, Texas, started it started with a low-cost shot clinic about 50 years ago, and has bloomed into a low-cost spay-neuter clinic down there that is an amazing concern. So out of my love and honor to my sister, I also wanted to do a little something for my community here and at least put forth the notion that it's spring and the animals are doing what they're doing. It doesn't take much to listen to the birds right now to know what's going on. I am feeding 3 feral cats at my back door right now. So it would be nice to know that they're gonna be taken care of. But I did a little investigation. I thought one of the other members was a part of Homer Animal Friends, and they weren't, so they said, no, Karen, you gotta do this. Work with me, ladies. Again, I'm just going for your furry hearts here, Again, Dr. Martinez, I'm so grateful for her, and skiing, well, those days are over for this old lady. But there's a lot more pets since COVID. We've all heard about that. And the Homer Animal Friends Spay Neuter program offers coupons to all pet owners, dogs, cats in their service area, which is Nanilchik, all the way to across the bay. The coupon, you get $100 coupon and you can take your animal into the vet, or for $100 you get a coupon and you can take your animal into Homer Animal Clinic and they will spay or neuter your animal, which I think is just, when I found out what the real cost was, that's quite a savings. When I found that out, I thought, well, there's a lot of people that would either not get their animals spayed or neutered, or they would just not get a pet. And like right now, I'm living without a cat, and it's not fun. I mean, I'm like, well, what do I, if I didn't have these feral cats out the back door, I don't know what I'd do. They are very lenient with these coupons. They don't really require a lot of proof, but I think it's just amazing what they have been able to do. But since the spay neuter program began in 1988, through September 23rd, Homer Animal Friends provided assistance to over 11,300 animals at a cost of $785,000. January through September, just last year, they did 287 surgeries at a cost of $74,948. They keep up very good records. Another thing that speaks to me is that they're an organization not run by an executive director. It's all volunteer, which we all know we can volunteer ourselves right into poverty. We all have to have jobs and things. So it's amazing that they do that, and they've done it. It began back, I don't know if you all remember back in the old days, the horrible building that we used to have for an animal shelter. And if anybody has been to our current animal shelter, that is not run by Homer Animal Friends, but it is certainly assisted by Homer Animal Friends. And it's a wonderful facility over there, and it's clean and it's organized, and I think they do fairly much a no euthanasia program over there. They work very hard to have animals I don't know why I have it on my Facebook, it just tears my heartstrings, but I look at every little animal that goes through there. Dogs, cats, whatever. If in fact you feel moved to support one of the other endeavors for tonight, which is a beautiful thing, there are other ways to help them, and I just want to remind you of that. You can become a member. There's various levels, $25 for seniors, on up to $150 as a business that would get you a little bit of publicity. So you can do the pick, click, give. You can volunteer for Homer Animal Friends, and you can also through Fred Meyer, which we don't have down here, and I tried reading about that, but there is some convoluted thing where if you shop Fred Meyer, they donate back. So it's a beautiful thing. If you do shop at Fred Meyer, you can do a little investigative work on that, or call Homer Animal Friends, who are far more versed at their organization than I am. But again, thank you all for your time and listening. And it's all about the fun. That's all I can say. I don't like not having any.
So now we're going to have about 5 minutes for questions and answers. We'll try and keep everyone monitored both in the room and on Zoom. So if you have a question, if you're on Zoom, raise your emoticon hand, and if you're in the room, raise your hand. We'll call on you, and we're going to keep questions succinct and not repeat questions. And presenters, please remember it's an opportunity for brief answers now and not whole new pitching time. And so yeah, does anyone have any questions? Do you see any online? No. Okay, go ahead.
Kim, do you know if there's any plan to put a warming shed to these shop for people?
Oh, on this particular
Yeah.
shed, it won't be as big as the one up at Lookout. It'll mostly be for gear, for equipment. Right now, it's just sort of sitting in Dave Brand's yard, but I don't know about the warming shed, and that would be not, I think initially, just for gear and equipment and groomers, but I like your thinking.
It's great. Thank you.
It is good.
Adele, would you like to speak up?
Sure. Have any of these organizations received 100 Women Who Care funds before?
Yeah, thanks for that question, Adele. So one of the things that Kathy Robinson does is look at the organizations and make sure they're eligible. And for 100 Women Who Care, the criteria is that they cannot have been a recipient within the previous 3 years. Homer Animal Friends have been a recipient before, but it was quite a lot more than 3 years ago.
Rika.
Thank you. I was wondering about, this is a question for Emily Otis. With the Homer Foundation, would this be for an endowment, or is there a pass-through fund?
Our corpus is with the Homer Foundation, and they manage the funds for us, and then we give our scholarships, both from the donations we raised that year and the interest that we receive for that year. They give us an amount that we can give out plus whatever our donations, and then we always add some back into the corpus every year. So we've been growing it slowly over a lot of time.
Thank you. So to be able to have given 84,000, you've got a good corpus there. So I was just wondering if that was pass through or through endowment corpus.
That's total over all the years.
Total over all the years, and a lot of times, it went over a couple different hands over the years for how the money went in there. And generally, we raise between $5,000 to $7,000 a year. We'll put some into the corpus, some into the scholarship that year. And then with our investment funds that we can give out every year. So the corpus now, do you know what it is, Jenny?
I want to say 34,000.
No, I think it's a little more than that now. I think we're about 55,000, something like that in our corpus right now.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
Sandy.
Okay, thank you. I didn't hear Karen exactly. What is the money going for Home or Animal Friends? It kind of kept getting mixed up with the shelter. Is it
Oh, sorry.
most?
Do I need to get up or?
I wish you could hear from the
Okay.
microphones up there.
Okay, you're right, Sandy. I didn't, it does go to their spay neuter program for the coupons. Cause that offset the $100, I mean, that $100 that it costs you to go get be given a coupon does not pay for the actual cost of the spay neuter. So Home or Animal Friends picks up the rest of the charge. They have a contract rate with the vets, but it's still quite expensive for them. So that money goes in, the money will go into the spay neuter fund that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's the only way that money is spent, that $100 is on spay or neuter.
As far as I know, yes.
Yeah.
I think they have
Okay.
they are able to use it in other ways if needed, but they really want it for the spay neuter program.
Super. Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else in the room? Seeing anyone here, no one on Zoom? Okay, we can wrap up question and answer. So, we're at the exciting time when we're going to vote. People on Zoom, you're already set. The poll will be up in a couple of minutes. We're going to take a couple of minutes just to have everyone in the room get logged in. I do see a question about that. I want to ask you before you go to the email and click on the button, make sure you got your volume all the way down on your phone, because seriously, it's not good when.
I don't have the email, so can you just give us the meeting ID?
I don't have the email either.
I don't either.
There was an email sent out today.
I understand it somewhere I didn't get.
I got the one about the room change.
Yeah, it's in there.
That's there, that's the one.
Oh,
It's in
there.
there, link is in there.
okay.
It's a Zoom link, really big in the bottom of that email.
Oh, Zoom link, got it.
And what should I do? Because I didn't get it on my other email. I don't know where it is.
Can you turn your volume down?
Oh, what is it?
Chapter.
You went back up?
Say it.
Or if somebody wants to forward it to me,
I can forward it. Which one do you want me to forward it to?
Alayla at Horizon Satellite.
Okay, and I think that's what happened. I had changed it to Layla, and then I got your email, and then I was.
It said it was an Opus address, so that's why I wanted to change it, but I'm sorry. We can fix that again. I promise.
When does the email?
Mine did.
Yes, that's right. I was even calling, I sent it around lunchtime today, around 1:30 today.
Okay.
And then I sent one on Saturday. I think the title today was We Meet Tonight or Meeting.
Room change.
It was.
Well, I got it from last month. I'm going at it. That's my version. Okay.
The senders.
You're sending it
Chapter coordinator, not.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, this is.
Yeah, I didn't change.
Either that or I don't have it.
Okay, so forward to,
It still is asking for.
it's
Word
at Horizon Satellite.
Chapter.
Yes, thank you. And sorry about that. We'll get this squared away. I promise.
Recording in progress. Recording in progress.
Okay, someone has that.
You're welcome behind the scenes. You look and see if you don't want to. I would call it.
All right. I have lost
Holly Atkins.
Rachel, I have not received it.
I'm forwarding it to my personal.
Yep, there it is. It's that huge get started. And I hit the Zoom link card. Yeah. At one time. I didn't go that far.
Gigantic green.
I joined the meeting. Yes. And then.
I feel it in the back of my head.
And then.
It's like,
Well, this is my brain is like, and clear, and then I gotta get there.
Really good. So I get wheelchair.
And then.
Yeah.
Very good too.
And then to the.
Is everybody
Got it.
Okay.
Gosh, that was. It's not terrible. Because I didn't have those.
Ready to lunch?
Yeah.
Okay, but I haven't retired and I got an idea. Oh my God.
I was out of town.
So now this is where we do our little vote, right?
And we get one choice.
You can write 3 checks. That's the beauty of it.
Do you want to say that louder, Suzanne?
You're just gonna make to dedicate your classes.
Did you guess, Darby? Yes, I got it. Oh, never made you guys pay that. Oh, because they're.
You know, it's that's me. I had obviously done that at lunchtime and then I logged in here and I could do an update. It's like, what?
I'm usually on my laptop or.
And then if you're in the room, you can then leave the Zoom app if you like, because you might as well not be using your data.
I don't know if you can hear us, but where is it on Zoom? I can't find the ballot. I don't think. I might have voted, but I can't.
Janet, are you on like an iPhone or an iPad?
On a computer.
Oh, really? It should have popped up as a pop-up.
I think I found it underneath show captions, but it did not pop up as a pop-up.
It
But I might have voted. Something popped up that I found buried that said,
Who
How
should
do you
we
wanna
write our
write-
checks to? Did it,
Yeah.
a window that said, who should we write our checks to?
yeah.
Yeah,
But it-
that's it. That was it.
Okay. Just so you know, it never popped up. I found it under show captions.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Okay.
Good sleuthing.
Do we think everyone's voted? Give it like 30 seconds. Did everyone in the room think they were successful?
Yes.
Okay,
36 votes? Okay.
okay.
I just got a text from someone on Zoom saying, shit, I'm writing 3 checks.
Again.
That's the problem with this organization, and they're all. But I mean, that's how.
It is, it was. Whatever. Influencer.
Influencers.
So this quarter, we're going to be writing our checks to Cashback Nordic Ski Club. And I do want to point out to Emily and to Karen that Kim presented last time and she didn't give up. She came back, she presented again.
Persistence, folks.
And got the organization an additional $850 last time. So, and then we've seen this over and over again, that it's very hard to choose one organization and the next time have you fall to the top. So, I'm really glad we had 10 people pitch.
So if you want to, you can just do KNSC.
You can just do KNSC.
And thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. And I really do. Just, yeah. And the women are so great. They're like, oh, let's do them this time. You know, women, and they're great. Every single one of these, it's every time.
And you can pop your check in.
Anyway, thank you guys so very much. They'll be pleased.
Oh, and cookies, if you have your checks in within 2 weeks, you get put in the drawing for cookies and I'll make you 2 dozen cookies of your choice.
Read the one last time. She shared it.
Oh, okay, great.
I'm almost. I'm learning and bringing them.
Oh.
And I'm.
How many more checks?
My thumbs right back. Oh, I think I still. Thank you, darling.
Oh, that went well.
Wait, I'm really sorry. Here you go.
The reason we gotta write the number.
Yeah. I saw your the answer is yes. I will go further. And I will send an email for the next.
But they, she sends it out, like, you know.
Okay, there's no hurry.
Over insurance, I go in there and I still.
Homework Foundation, and then just make sure it says healthcare provider scholarship fund somewhere in the comments, so they know which ones we fund to put it to. And you can write HCP at They have to write the whole thing.
And if they're coming to us, I always write on there, because then we can.
They could write a whole.
Thank you, Leah. That's really exciting.
Oh, I need a bit.
It's going back and forth the whole time. Right, and yeah.
And then.
Oh, yes.
Got one. And I've been putting them bonus. Google still has all. But what if we? Randall setting up one of the tasters for.
Yeah, it turns out you can't launch a whole.